Hey everybody, Dharma Shakti here, founder and owner of Yogalution Movement, a donation-based yoga studio in Long Beach, California. So I wanted to make a video today about a particular topic. Today is Wednesday, December something. We'll call it Wednesday Wisdom. So there seems to be a lot of articles floating around on the internet, and because I know a lot of yoga teachers and people who practice yoga, maybe some of the same articles, but a lot of articles that are of the same content are starting to pop up on my feed, and I've seen it so much now that I feel like I just want to touch on it and add some new light to the whole debate. So there seems to be this debate right now in the yoga industry about Facebook and Instagram posting of yoga and how people and teachers, mostly I think this is aimed at yoga teachers and studio owners, that, people are posting a lot of stuff, images and pictures of themselves doing advanced poses, and evidently this is intimidating to people, and so people are not wanting to go to yoga because they feel less than, because they see these pictures and they think, well, that's not my body, I can't do that. And so then the general consensus right now is that these postings and pictures are not good, and that teachers should stop doing them because it's turning people away from yoga, and that the physical stuff is not real yoga. And I don't know, maybe much to your surprise, I completely disagree with these articles, like 100% disagree with them. I think that we have much more of a responsibility as yoga teachers than to just say, hey, everybody who's doing awesome, stop taking pictures and showing how awesome you are, because it's making everybody else feel like shit. I think it's our responsibility as teachers to remind our students what yoga really is, which is believing in yourself and looking within yourself and loving yourself, regardless of the world around you. I feel like a lot of these people who are writing these articles they deliver a lot of the right words, and they set up their articles in a way where, you feel like, yeah, this is totally right. This is not real yoga. But, if these people who have written these articles were really well studied in yoga, they might have a different perspective, because, in the Yoga Sutras, Patanjali talks about this vow called the Brahma Vihar vow, which is found in many cultures. And he says that how a yogi should be dealing with the world. Like, as you're striving to become a yogi, and you're following all the other systems that he set up, how do you function in the world? How do you deal with other people? How do you get along with society and what's happening around you? And there's this part in the Yoga Sutras, I believe it's in chapter 1, the very end of chapter 1, the Brahma Vihar, where he says that, for when you're around people who are happy and joyful, you should make them your friend. You should make friends with people who are happy. You should stay away from people who are, not being pious or sort of living unrighteously. Like, you should just not engage with them. That's all it says. Just don't engage with those people. For people around you who are successful, you should be happy for them. This is what Patanjali says. And here we are as a yoga community at large, looking at people's successful physical asana practice on Instagram and Facebook, and instead of being happy for them, we're being envious, we're being jealous, we're being greedy. We want that for ourselves. We don't like that they have it because we don't have it, right? And we're envious, we want it for ourselves. And these are some of the biggest impediments in the yogi's practice, is being greedy, being envious, being lustful, right? And we hear about this all the time. Lust, anger, and greed are the biggest ones, right? And envy is just something that we deal with all the time. And I think as yoga teachers, we have a much bigger responsibility than telling people who've been really practicing and disciplining themselves. And maybe some of them are acrobatic and it comes with ease, and whatever the scenario, on one hand, we're teaching people to be their most awesome, authentic self and to shine, right? And then the people who do that and want to display it on Instagram, we're saying stop, because you're making everybody else feel like crap. And all you people who feel like crap, it's okay. We're going to get them to stop so that you don't feel bad about yourselves. Like, how ridiculous is this? How ridiculous is this whole conversation? Right? Let's teach our yoga students to believe in themselves and to be happy with themselves no matter what is going on around them. This is the real yoga, isn't it? That regardless of your external circumstances that you have no control over, that you can control yourself and love yourself and be happy with what you have, right? And let us look out at others with inspiration. Let us be inspired and motivated by others, because this is what yogis do. This is the higher path. Not poo-pooing other people because they're doing awesome and they're doing what they love and they do it well, right? And telling them that they have to stop because it's making everybody else feel uncomfortable. Like, this is just such a superficial, petty thing to me. And I think that the yoga community at large should be having a much deeper conversation about this. And I'm perplexed as to why nobody has brought it up. I've just seen so many articles, and they are all saying the same thing, that all of us, and I'm saying us generally, because, I've been practicing yoga for a long time, but there are a lot of advanced poses that I cannot do. So I'm not in the bucket with a lot of these people. I have posted pictures of my poses. I do this regularly. I think it's inspiring to people. The feedback that I get from people around me is that it's inspiring. But I'm also not a super ridiculously physically advanced practitioner who can do some amazing, I cannot do some of the amazing things that I see out there. And I see these people who are doing these amazing poses, and when I look at that, I see discipline. I see somebody who's so committed to their physical practice that they are disciplined. I've seen somebody who is committed and loyal to themselves. I see somebody who is dedicated and persistent, right? I don't see somebody who's showing off. I mean, yeah, definitely there are those people. There are going to be those people wherever we go and whatever we do in whatever industry that we are in. There are going to be those people who are naturally awesome at stuff and are going to show it off and going to flaunt it. We cannot stop this. We cannot avoid it. It is just there. But I think we have a much bigger responsibility as yoga teachers and those of us who are sort of like the leaders in the scene that is the yoga industry right now, which is in the Instagram and Facebook scene. I think that it is our responsibility as yoga teachers to teach people what yoga really is. And yoga is learning how to be okay with yourself, regardless of what is going on around you. Yoga is learning how to be inspired by other people's greatness and how to learn from other people's failures. Yoga is this amazing science that really empowers us. And yet we just give all that power away the moment we're like, oh, that person just posted some really advanced picture on Instagram. They're a douchebag and they're horrible because they're making people feel intimidated about yoga. This is so backwards. How about we teach people to own who they are and love who they are and be inspired by those around them and not be intimidated. Let them be motivated by other people's disciplines and work. And let us remind our students and remind our community and our peers that these people who are doing these amazing things, we can have that too. We just have to work towards it. And if we are intimidated by it, then that is our own. It's not other people being great that need to stop being great because it makes us feel intimidated. This is not yoga. Yoga is learning to be connected to yourself no matter what is happening around you and being okay with who you are. It's not telling other people to dim their light because it's too bright. Yoga is about waking up the light in everybody. And how ridiculous is it that we've awakened the light in these people and then they want to shine it and then we're telling them, stop shining the light because it's blinding other people. Like, this is essentially what we're doing, and I just think it's ridiculous. I think that we need to get back to Patanjali's teachings and the Brahma Vihara and learn how to be joyful and happy for successful people. Right? Look on with inspiration. Don't look on with envy. If you feel envious inside, if you feel less than because of somebody else's life, then that's your own internal work. It's not somebody else that needs to stop. So that's your Wednesday wisdom bomb for the day. I hope that these words have left you with something to think about and something to consider, and change your perception on how to look upon other people who are seemingly doing better than you. Look at them and find ways to compliment them. Look at them and find ways to be inspired by them. Don't look on with envy. You only hurt yourself. And it is like a self-inflicted wound. We don't need to stop everybody else around us from being awesome because we don't feel awesome. This is such a cop-out. So let's stand up and let's be yogis and yoginis and do the practice and learn to be happy and joyful for those of us who are watching other people be successful, and maybe feel empowered and motivated and inspired to step out on the limb and step out on the edge and do the things that it requires to also achieve that, if that's what we really want in life. So happy Wednesday. I hope Wednesday Wisdom has left you with some insight. And please feel free to comment below here on my blog if you would like to have a nice, healthy, friendly debate. Or really, not debate, I take that back, scratch that word. A friendly dialogue, right? A dialogue about this conversation. My intent is not to knock anybody down, but to just like drop a bomb and wake us up so that we stop putting out the excuses from stepping into our greatness, and we allow ourselves to be inspired by people around us because they have stepped into their greatness. Those people are examples of our potential and our possibilities. But instead of looking at our own potential and possibilities, we look at somebody else's and we get mad at them for having stepped into it and then telling them they shouldn't do so well because it makes the rest of us feel intimidated. It's just a ridiculous conversation. So let us be inspired, let us be motivated, and let us feel enthusiastic, and let us keep at bay envy and lust and greed, right? Don't feel less than because somebody else is awesome. There's always going to be people who are better than you, and there are always going to be people who are worse than you. There will always be people who are smarter or prettier or thinner or taller or darker or lighter, whatever it is. There's such an amazing spectrum in life. I want you to find you and be you and do you and own it. Everyone should be doing that. Own it. Don't stop owning it because other people are intimidated by it. That's their stuff they gotta work on. Don't be a jerk about it and be all arrogant and egotistical in your face about it. Right? Be humble, but be you. Shine bright, but don't be a douchebag about it either. Right? There's like both ends of the spectrum have douchebaggery going on. The people who are really awesome and just jerks about it, and then the people who are intimidated by the awesomeness, and then those jerks give it a bad name. So, find your place in this territory or this terrain of modern day yoga right now, and being tactful. If you want to post some awesome, amazing pose that you do it in a way where it inspires others to achieve it, right? So those of us who are posting on Instagram, let us learn to do it more artfully and more tactfully, right? And let us really make sure that we do that, but don't stop being your awesome self. And those of us that are scrolling through Instagram, stop wasting so much time scrolling and looking at other people's photos and being all upset that they're great. Get off of your phone, get off of your computer, get on your yoga mat, and you just might find that one day you end up great, just like them, in your own way. Get off of your phone, get off your computer, get out there and work towards that greatness that you want. Stop looking down on others because they stepped into their greatness and you haven't yet, right? So take ownership. Everyone take ownership for themselves. If we could just do that, right? I keep hearing and reading in these articles about it's not real yoga, it's not real yoga. Real yoga is being happy for other people's success while you're working towards your own. So how about we all get to it? Can we get to it? All right. Happy Wednesday. Hope Wednesday Wisdom is insightful and informative. Again, please leave a comment below on my blog here if you'd like. And for more information about me, you can go to yogalutionmovement.com or my blog, dharmashaktiyoga.blogspot.com. And I'll be posting videos hopefully once a week. So if there's a topic you want to discuss, drop it in the comments and maybe we'll hit on it. Keeping yoga spiritual all the way from Long Beach. Peace out and bless out. Namaste.